In the process of creating the industrial age, lots of coal and fossil fuels have been burned. This caused large-scale CO2 emission. At the same time, absorption of CO2 from the atmosphere was diminished by large-scale deforestation. Still to date, the world is losing annually forests making up the size of Great Britain. Well-reputed scientists predicted in the late 1800s that CO2 enrichment of the atmosphere will increase temperature on the planet. The temperature increase and the related effects are for everybody plain to see now. The words of Greta Thunberg. I want you to panic and take action as if your house is on fire, because it is. The world's most infamous climate and environment criminal apparently consumes every day Pepsi Cola, using Pepsi bottles to demonstrate the fact that CO2 converts solar energy more efficiently into heat might thus be easier to swallow. Of course, an apology to the Chinese people for the insult that man-made climate change is a Chinese hoax cannot be expected. The demonstration is made by exposing two sealed air-filled bottles to sunlight. Using a SodaStream kitchen device, a shot of CO2 has been added into one of the bottles. Using temperature sensors in each of the bottles shows clearly and repeatedly that the temperature in the bottle with some added CO2 turns warmer more quickly and to a higher level than the temperature in the plain air bottle. This demo resulted in a temperature increase out of 25 degrees ambient to 38 degrees centigrade within 13 minutes for CO2 enriched air, whilst the plain air did not exceed 28 degrees centigrade. 3 minutes into the demonstration, the air in the bottles exposed to direct sunshine has reached 28 degrees centigrade for plain air to the left and 31 degrees centigrade for the CO2 enhanced air to the right. 4 minutes into the demonstration, CO2 has reached 33 degrees centigrade, whilst plain air has reached equilibrium between sun warming effect and ambient cooling effect at 28 degrees centigrade. 10 minutes into the demo, CO2 has reached 37 degrees centigrade, plain air at 28 degrees centigrade. 30 minutes into the demo, it appeared that CO2 has reached now level of equilibrium, meaning it does not exceed 38 degrees centigrade under these demo conditions. Oops, I hear Woody dropping in for some disturbance. Oh no, now he flies away with the evidence. Back to the topic. This is a graphic presentation of the result of this demonstration. This is how we have prepared for the demonstration. First, we pour in 100 milliliter of soda water to assure that we have definitely carbon dioxide in the bottle.
Okay.
Now we blow additionally from the SodaStream device some carbon dioxide in the bottle. Okay. And now we put a drop of adhesive to assure that the bottle will be airtight. Then we put in the stop and close the bottle. And then we mark the bottle that this is the bottle with carbon dioxide. The reference bottle is only filled with air, and we put some ordinary water, plain water, 100 milliliter, just to have the same conditions like the reference bottle. Okay, and now we put a drop of adhesive on the sensor wire to assure that it is airtight. Okay, and then we put the plug in and close the bottle. Cut. Performed on a cooler day, this test resulted in a temperature rise from 23 degrees centigrade to 25 degrees centigrade for plain air and to 32 degrees centigrade for CO2 enhanced air. The ambient temperature measurement is seen to the right. More elaborate and less playful tests have been made as well, and the outcome is consistent in that CO2 causes faster temperature increase and higher end temperature. Like salt in seawater, CO2 forms a joint mix with air. Thus, even the specific weight of CO2 is higher than that of plain air. The joint mix will expand due to CO2 warm-up. This will cause the mix to expand in volume and thus be lighter than plain air and rise to the top. Hence, greenhouse gas. From a scientific aspect, the nations of the world understand the impact of human activity on climate and are committed to follow a scientific plan to counteract. Sadly, the USA ignores the connection and is one of only 3 nations, namely Syria, Nicaragua, and the USA, who did not sign up to the Paris Climate Accord. At the recent G7 meeting, the USA stated that it is not willing to give up any of her wealth over the issue and rather is determined to expand her fossil fuel business to create more wealth for the USA. Presently, the USA is listed as the world's single largest CO2 polluter by far, with an annual output of 5,086 megatons. And like with gun control, it takes the children to come out to push the administration to come to its senses. The nations of the world pray that the people of the USA will be able to change the USA's administration so that at least the climate problem can be tackled in a joint effort. We owe it to them to preserve a livable environment. The demonstration is made by exposing 2 sealed air-filled bottles to sunlight. Using a soda stream kitchen device, a shot of CO2 has been added into one of the bottles. Using temperature sensors in each of the bottles shows clearly and repeatedly that the temperature in the bottle with some added CO2 turns warmer more quickly and to a higher level than the temperature in the plain air bottle. This demo resulted in a temperature increase out of 25 degrees ambient